I feel like shit.
Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days.
It's just one of those
happy days. The weekend comes, a cycle hum.
It's just one of those days where you don't wanna wake up. Everything is everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you wanna justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact, and if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet,
Just knock it off, you scum bucket.
it's just one of those days. It's just one of
Monday,
those.
happy days.
It's just one of
Tuesday,
those.
happy days.
It's just one of those
Happy days.
days.
The weekend comes, a cycle hums. Ready to extend.
It's just one of those days, feeling like a freight train. First one to complain, leaves with the bloodstain. Damn right, I'm a maniac. You better shit, cause I'm fucking up your program. And you go stuck up, you just locked up. Next in line to get fucked up. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just,
I'm losing my cool.
it's all
Monday,
about,
happy days.
it's just one of
Tuesday,
those,
happy days.
it's just one of those
Happy days.
days.
The weekend comes, a cycle hums. Ready to extend.
Feel like shit. My suggestion is keep the distance. Right now I'm dangerous. Right now I'm dangerous.
Something's happening to the farm.
My day keeps going this way and this way.
I'm gonna pop you one so you'll start playing games.
Give me something great. Give me something great. I'm looking over like a chainsaw. A chainsaw. A motherfucking chainsaw.
What?
So come and get it.
What we got here is a case of mistaken.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chief Moody, and welcome to another edition of the Mood of the Nation podcast, more specifically, episode 16, South Africa, part 2. How is everyone doing this fine Friday evening? I know I usually stream on a Thursday at 6 till 8, but I'll explain that in just a bit of a second. Of course, I do see there's quite a few people watching the stream already. I'll get into that, to you guys in just a short second about who's in the chat just now. I'll just address what exactly happened yesterday. As I said, I normally stream Thursdays and Sundays from 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. So this past week, I've been, as mainly as, for those that don't know and those that don't follow me on Telegram, I'm pretty sure the majority of you do follow me there already anyway, but I'll just long story short, just bring the mic a little bit closer. Basically, my work had to do overtime. So instead of the usual Monday through Friday, 7 till 4, and Friday, 7 till 3, for this week, Monday through Thursday, it was, Monday through Thursday, 7 till 4, Friday, 7 till 3. Yeah, sorry. This week, it was Monday through Thursday from 6 a.m. till 5 p.m., and then today, on Friday, it was just a normal hours of 7 till 3. So this past week, during those 4 days, it was mainly because of work commitments. I know some people may say, well, you had an hour to go. How come you didn't do a stream yesterday at 6 p.m.? It was just because I was absolutely exhausted after that. I thought maybe I would just take somewhat of a day off yesterday and just chill out for the rest of the evening. And that way I would come back and do a stream tonight from, it was originally going to be a normal 6 till 8, but I'll get into that just a short second, because there is a reason why it's instead of 6 till 8, it's now 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. This fine evening. Again, I'm pretty sure you all may not know this already, but so it was going to be a wow, I am on time. Fair enough, James. So the reason why it's 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. tonight rather than the usual 6 till 8 is because Patriarchal Alternative, Mark and Laura are going to be doing their Patriarchal Alternative update, end of the month updates as they normally do. As a matter of fact, even yesterday when I did a Telegram update about the whole streaming situation, Laura contacted me asking me, hey, it's fine and dandy and all that you're going to be doing 6 till 8, but you have to remember that, we're also doing the PA update. hopefully we don't clash or anything like that at all. And then that's when I stepped in and said, okay, instead of 6 till 8, I'll do instead of that, I'll just do 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. And then that way, once my stream ends at 7 p.m. or even just slightly before then, you all can then head over to either Laura's DLive channel or her Odyssey. No, I think it's either her DLive is going to be streaming there, and then I think it's also going to be streaming on Mark's Odyssey channel, if I'm not mistaken. But that being said, once the stream tonight comes to an end, I'll post the links in the chat later on so that all of you can then head on over to those streams and then watch the PA update. Because even then, I'm also going to be planning on doing that as well, because just to see what's going to be the major updates with Patriotic Alternative for, of course, for the end of this month and also for throughout August. So, especially for the 9th of August, as we all know, that is going to be the Indigenous Peoples Day coming up, which I really cannot wait for that. It's going to be absolutely epic, especially within PA. So that's just a bit of an update with that. So again, I know it's not the usual Thursday to Sunday. I'll still do a stream on Sunday from 6 p.m. till 8. It's just going to be just for this one occasion. I'm going to be doing a stream for tonight, Friday at 5 till 7. Just only that this one occasion until maybe something happens again, and then I'll definitely update you guys either on YouTube or on Telegram. So that's a bit of an update with that so far. But almost 10 minutes in, so let's just see who's actually in the chat just now. Gazy Stripe. Odyssey is a pile of shite, non-stop buffering. I have heard about there's a lot of problems with Odyssey, but then again, I can understand the argument being made that it's still a fairly new website that's been opened up. But again, I can understand people's frustrations with Odyssey. As a matter of fact, I don't have any buffering issues myself, although I may have it from time to time. But I think it's still being worked on with Odyssey. So hopefully they fix those issues and then it'll be a much better website. But we'll need to wait and see. Budgie Burger, hello, how you doing? If you're going to have a smoke break, could you play Fornell's latest upload, EDM for Folk? It's an electronic album, and it's fantastic. I have looked into that because I've seen your message before I went live. So I have looked at that, and hopefully I may have picked up the right one. So I'll definitely see if I can play that roundabout at 6 p.m. as my usual hour. Once the hour gets out, once I've done an hour into the stream, 6 p.m. comes up tonight. I'll then have a 5 to 10 minute break, and then I'll see if I can play that song for you guys in the meantime. Jose, hello, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. Gamma Sandwich, while I'm here, you may begin. Thank you very much for being here. Steve Cray, as usual, thank you very much for being here. Could you all hear me just now? It's just my microphone, oops, 1 second, it's just a little bit further away than usual, so hopefully you guys can hear that. If it sounds a bit too quiet, just let me know, and I'll see if I can bring a little bit closer to myself just now. Respect from Lincolnshire. I've got to take the boy to football practice at 5:20. Dang it, no worries. So you do that. No worries whatsoever. Budgie Burger again. Well done. RW, hello. How you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. Doc Skinned, hello. How you doing? Thank you for watching the stream as well. Another familiar faces. 1 second here. Yeah, of course, James on time for the stream. That's awesome. Jacob J4746. Hello, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. Woke Finder General, I think I pronounced that right. Capital punishment for drug dealers. I can definitely say that, and I do agree, because there could be a massive damage to society when it comes to, of course, drug dealing and all of that, of course. Yeah, definitely capital punishment for those people. Amanda Lee, hello, how you doing? Even though, sorry, I am late. No, you're not late at all. You're pretty much just in time, so it's pretty much just started anyway. Just about 10 minutes into the stream, but it's good for you to be here anyway. So let's see. Colin Gibson, hello, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. James Andrew, I may not agree with you 100%, Chief Moody, but I will die for your right to say it. Fair enough. I appreciate you saying that. That's good of you to say. Evening, folks. Evening to you too, Rory. Thank you for watching the stream as well. We can hear you. Right, that's perfect. Just want to make sure that the volume is all fine and dandy, and even Budgie says volume is fine. That's okay. No worries. Let's see. Play anything from High Wreath. I think I'm pronounced that right. If I don't pronounce that right, my apologies. When you nip out for a smoke. Yeah, as I said to, I think it's Budgie Burger just earlier on. I have looked into that earlier on, so I'll see if I can play those songs later on during my break. So, Citizen Communum, hello, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. Let me see. Henry Hill, I think I've said your name already, but again, if I haven't, thank you very much for watching the stream as well. I really appreciate that. So it looks like 24 people are watching the stream just now, which is really good. So hopefully more people may come along. I don't know yet, but if they don't, then they can always watch the replay of this, and then we'll see from there. So last time on the Mood of the Nation, we talked about South Africa. Now, well, I say that, but I think I was talking about South Africa for maybe the last half an hour of the stream, which I was mainly speaking to you guys in the chat, if I remember correctly. Just real quick, Sparky1690. Hello, Chief Moody, and everyone in the chat. Hello to you too, Sparky. Thank you for watching the stream. So yeah, I covered everything that happened with South Africa, mainly the stuff that happened in 2018 with the white farmers' attacks. Now, the reason I bring that up, firstly, with that stream, it's just to give it a bit of context as to what exactly was going on back then. And once we covered that, we'll then get into the current stuff that happened earlier this month, I believe, for 2021, of course, with the unrest that happened in South Africa. So let's just get right into it. Of course, I got my notes here for the articles I want to bring up just now, and then we'll just get right into it. Let me see here. I was also sorry, excuse me. I was also going to bring up another thing. I think it was to do with Entropy, because I technically have an Entropy account, but I never use it. But I think I'll save that for Sunday's episode, because I really for episode 17, because I definitely want to cover everything that's going on in South Africa, and then maybe we'll move on to something else. I don't know yet, but we'll see. Let me see here. Didn't South Africa get up in flames over an iPad recently? I'm not entirely too sure, but I think it's maybe more than an iPad. But I mean, we'll definitely cover that throughout the episode, Duxkin. So we'll definitely cover that. So take a breath, lol. I know I need to slow down a bit from time to time, but of course, even then, that being said, I got like a water bottle here. So of course, if I need to take a sip of my water, then we'll definitely let you guys know. So Carl Jackson, hello, how you doing? I think you're new to the channel. If you are new, then please hit that subscribe button for more content, for more Mood of the Nation episodes, and of course individual videos. When they will be exactly, I have no idea, but they will be coming at some point. And also hit the like button for this episode. I would greatly appreciate that. Your comment reads, Jacob Zuma got arrested. That's something we'll definitely cover for the episode. In terms of the current stuff with South Africa, of course. Colin Gibson, see, even if I don't agree with everything you say, I still like you. That's totally fair. That's totally fair with that. I really appreciate that. So it's okay, sir. You're passionate like us, but pace yourself. Yeah, fair enough. That's totally fine. Look up South Africa President iPad. Laugh my arse off. Okay, I'll see if I can have a look at that in just a short minute. I see the Santan clan are leading in the Olympic gold medal. So far for quitting and claiming mental health issues. Well, I have heard bits and pieces about that, and that could be something we can talk about in Sunday's episode. Because there's been quite a few things that happened this past week, but I figured that because I talked about South Africa for episode 15, I want to maybe finish it off with this episode. And once we finish that off, maybe we can move on. As I said, maybe we can move on to something else later on, or maybe, again, as I said, for Sunday's episode. But we'll definitely see. As an electrician, oh, that's just a response to Sparky. That's totally fine. So, right, that's totally fine. Let me just have a sip of my water here. Nice. It's not exactly been too hot this week in terms of the weather, even though the sun's been out, but that's fair enough. James again, the USA 39, China 28. All to do with the Olympics. That's excellent. Right then, so let's get into the topic itself with South Africa. I got the first article here, and let me see if I can post this here. So, from RTE, which is an Irish newspaper outlet. Of course, this was published on the 22nd of July of 2021. I'll also see, just to make sure, if I've got the other article in question as a lead into that as well. So I don't know if I may have done this before, but what I'm going to do for this part is I'm going to be looking into. Well, this one here is not really an article. One is an article and one is more like a biography of the person in question, Jacob Zuma, which we'll cover in just a short second. But I want to cover the article first of all, and I'll get to the video later on, so that's fine. So what I'll do is the UK in 6th place. Wow, I actually thought the UK would have done a bit better, but fair enough. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, what? Tyler 1381. Hello, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream as well. James Andrew. I had an uncle in South Africa. He's now in Norwich. He ran away, and I cannot blame him. Damn. So yeah, I think I heard a lot of people from South Africa had to flee the country because of what's been going on. So I'm glad that your uncle is doing okay. So I can't imagine what exactly happened to him, but I think he did the right thing by leaving the country and moving over to the UK. So I'm glad that your uncle is doing okay with that. So let me just go ahead and share the screen real quick. Share that and also share audio. As I said, I got the first article in question, and I'll just get to this part here. Yeah, next one. And also you can see I got the Mood of the Nation cover in the background for the first time, so that's all really good. I also need to see if I can work on like a banner sort of thing, but I'll see if I can sort that out at some point. So like maybe for Sunday's episode. But anyway, hello, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. And also real quick, I recently unsubscribed an Aussie channel I liked because he said I was overgeneralizing BLM, but called the US Jan 6th protesters redneck idiots. It's okay to disagree, but bad faith isn't. Yeah, I agree with that. Right, so let's have a look at the article here. And the main title of the article reads, Death toll from South Africa unrest now at 337. Now, of course, the unrest, from what I have seen, has definitely come to an end. I'm not sure if maybe it's come to an end completely, or maybe it's like come to an end at the moment, but then something might happen again. Now, of course, the death toll may have updated since then, but of course, as I said, this article was written on the 22nd of July. Of course, like last week. So I'm sure maybe it's updated or maybe it's the same amount, but we'll just have a look at this article in question. So it reads here, rioting in South Africa this month has claimed 337 lives, marking yet another jump in the death toll from the 276 announced yesterday. This would have been on the 21st, if I'm not mistaken. Here's a quote here. The South African police have revised the total number of deaths in Gauteng, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, to 79, and KwaZulu-Natal to 258 as related to the unrest. I'm not going to try pronounce that name. But basically, they're the minister of the president's office, adding that some of the latest deaths were of people succumbing to injuries sustained during the riots. Meanwhile, South Africa's former president, Jacob Zuma, in jail for contempt of court, has been granted compassionate leave for 1 day to attend the funeral of his younger brother, prison authorities said. Mr. Zuma has been incarcerated at Escort prison since handing himself over to the authorities on the 7th of July this year to serve a 15-month sentence. The prison is close to his rural home in Nkandla in the KwaZulu-Natal province, where funeral proceedings are expected to be held. According to, again, another short quote here. As a short-term, low-risk classified inmate, Mr. Zuma's application for compassionate leave was proceeded and approved. The Department of Correctional Services said in a statement, added that while outside prison walls, Mr. Zuma was not required to wear an offender's uniform. Of course, a president like him would get like special privileges, which of course we'll get into why that would be the case. Mr. Zuma, age 79, was sentenced late last month for defying a constitutional court order to give evidence at an inquiry investigating high-level corruption during his 9 years in office until 2018. Now, for this segment here, what we'll even do is just I'll highlight this just so I know where I was at the time. Here we go. So just to give a bit of context for this part here, because some people may ask, for those that may not know, who exactly is Jacob Zuma? So let me just have a look at this biography page here for Jacob Zuma. Jacob Zuma served as president of South Africa from 2009 until his resignation in 2018. So Jacob Zuma, of course, was born in South Africa on April 12, 1942. He joined the African National Congress, or ANC, in 1959. So after serving the time in prison for his involvement with the militant wing, he rose in the party's ranks and became its president in 2007, 2 years before his election as president of South Africa. A controversial politician, Zuma has been involved in several legal scandals associated with corruption and racketeering. He is also a polygamist, so basically a major degenerate, with 20 children, following attempts, 20 children by multiple women. Again, major degenerate, of course. Following attempts by the ANC to oust him from power, Zuma announced his resignation from the presidency in February of 2018. Now, again, just to give a bit more context, who or what is the African National Congress? So I had a bit of digging into that as well. Let me just have a look here, just here real quick. 1 second. What? 1 second. I don't know why it's doing that. Here we go. Does it say what percentage of the number of deaths, how many were of white people? That's actually a pretty good question, Amanda. I didn't have to look into that as well, but I'm sure we can maybe see that as well. Again, just for this segment of the video, not video, sorry, the stream. Although technically you could say it's a video, but again, live stream. But anyway, let's have a look here. What was it going to bring up again? Oh yeah, that's right, the ANC. Here's the article, right, from Britannica.com. Let me just copy and paste this here. Again, just a bit of context of who this person is and what this party is here. Let me see, back to here again. Here we go. So, the African National Congress, political parties in South Africa. So, the African National Congress, ANC, South African political party and black nationalist organization, there you go, founded in 1912 as the South African Native National Congress. It had as its main goal the maintenance of voting rights for coloreds, or people of color, the political correct term, I guess, that people would use nowadays, persons in mixed race, and black Africans in Cape Providence. It was renamed the African National Congress in 1923. From the 1940s, it spearheaded the fight to eliminate apartheid, the official South African policy of racial separation and discrimination. Well, considering what we're seeing today in South Africa, you can pretty much see how well that fucking turned out. But again, that's beside the point. The ANC was banned from 1960 to 1990 by the white South African government. During these 3 decades, it operated underground and outside South African territory. The ban was lifted in 1990, and now Nelson Mandela, you know where this is going, folks. The president of the ANC was elected in 1994 to head South Africa's first multi-ethnic government. So basically, it's a pretty dangerous group, especially held by Nelson Mandela, who, if I'm not mistaken, Nelson Mandela was part of a South African Communist Party or something along those lines. So, yeah, you can pretty much see how well that turned out regarding to that. So, I don't know if I really want to get into the actual part itself here with this article, Rise to Power. So, let me see. Well, what I'll do is I'll just go back onto Jacob Zuma, because again, this is just like a little bit of an example of what is the African National Congress. If you want to have a look for the article yourselves, either just now or maybe even later on, let's have a look here. I'll just post a link in the chat just now for yourselves. The African Communist Party, yeah, that's pretty much what they are. So, but anyway, there's the article itself if you want to have a look at yourselves for either later on or even just now. So, again, just a bit of context, of course. So, is my name currently popping up? Yes, that's fine, perfect. I would hate to think of what white farmers been in murder just because they were white farmers. I know, right? There's clearly an anti-white agenda going on in South Africa, especially when it comes to these white farmers. In these kind of rural areas, as I talked about on Sunday's episode 15, there's clearly a lot of anti-white hatred going on in South Africa. Let me see. Look at our government's connection with ANC, Peter Hain, etc. See if we can also write a note here about that, Peter Hain. That's also something I'll have a look into as well. Thank you for that, Blind and Braces, sir. I really appreciate that. Let me see. Anyway, so let's get back on to, just close that and then get back onto here. I have a friend who's black and hates BLM. That's completely fair. I mean, but anyway, so we'll just get back to the Jacob Zuma real quick. Let's see here. Let's get into this part of the entry into politics. So again, I'll try to be as brief as I possibly can, and then we'll get back into the article itself. So again, the whole point of this is just give a bit of context here for the types of people we're talking about, and also the groups we're talking about as well. Forced to go underground, the ANC, which had long been a non-violent group, I highly doubt that, developed a militant wing in the early 1960s, known as Umkhonto weZizwe, hope I pronounced that correctly. The new militant group undertook acts of sabotage against the government. Zuma joined the group in 1962 and was arrested the following year with 45 other members, and soon was convicted of conspiracy. Sentenced to 10 years in prison, he served his time in the infamous Robben Island prison, where Nelson Mandela, the country's future president, was also imprisoned for many years. After his release in 1973, Zuma continued working for the ANC and played an essential role in building the underground organization's infrastructure in KwaZulu-Natal. 2 years later, he went into exile, living in several different African nations. Zuma remained dedicated to the ANC and joined the organization's National Executive Committee in 1977. Holding a number of ANC posts over the next decade, he established a reputation as long and hard-working. After the ban of the ANC was lifted in 1990, Zuma returned to South Africa. He helped the party negotiate with the existing government led by F.W. de Klerk about political prisoners and the return of exiles. In his native KwaZulu-Natal, Zuma also worked to end the violence there. While he failed in his 1994 campaign to become premier of that province, Zuma is credited with establishing lasting peace in the region and became a member of the Province Executive Committee of Economic Affairs and Tourism that year. Within his own political party, he won the position of national chairperson of ANC, as well as the party's chairperson or chairman. I don't know why they're calling it chairperson, but position for the KwaZulu-Natal. Here's a very interesting part with this article. Rape and corruption charges. Continuing with his political ascent, Zuma was appointed executive deputy president of South Africa by Thabo Mbeki, I think I pronounced that. Again, these are South African names. My apologies if I mispronounced them. In 1999. After Mbeki won the presidency, as part of his vision for the country, Mbeki created a special unit known informally as the Scorpions to investigate corruption. Later that year, the South African government announced that it had reached a deal to buy 29 million rand worth of strategic arms, which would be planes, boats, helicopters, and submarines. This deal has haunted Zuma's for years. He and other members of the government were investigated with when financial irregularities were discovered. Initially cleared in the 2001 report on the matter, Zuma ended up facing corruption charges, though those charges were dropped in 2003. Zuma's legal woes resurfaced in 2005 after his financial advisor, Shaber Shak, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, was convicted of corruption and fraud. Zuma was again charged with corruption for taking a bribe in connection with the 1999 arms deal. As a result, he was fired by President Mbeki. In December 2005, Zuma was charged with raping a woman in his home, pleading not guilty. What an absolute scumbag. Zuma stood on trial in Johannesburg for several months in early 2006. During the trial, Zuma was criticized for his ignorance about the transmission of HIV/AIDS. His accuser was HIV positive, and Zuma said that they had sex without protection and that he showered after having sex to avoid getting the virus. I'm sure that was going to work out just fine for him. But I mean, what an absolute fucking scumbag. Again, my apologies for the language, because as per usual, there will be some colorful language throughout. So again, my apologies in advance with that. This was big news for the country. This was big news for a country that has been battling a HIV/AIDS epidemic. After the judge ruled that the sex was consensual, unbelievable, Zuma was acquitted of the charge in May. In the fall of 2006, the corruption charges against Zuma were thrown out of a judge. However, the door was left open for charges to be filed against him in the future. Free of legal challenges, Zuma was soon running for the presidency of the ANC. He took on former friend and President Mbeki for control of their political party. Mbeki was viewed a moderate politician who had helped steadily grow the country's economy, one of the strongest in Africa, though some saw him as aloof and removed from the people. So again, what I'll do is, there's a lot more info with this article here about his biography. If you want to have a look into that further, there's a link there. And of course, you can see for yourself with that. What's this here? You ever notice the closer a name sounds to Bongo, the more violent they are? Oh dear. Oh dear. Right, so I'll even also close that, because again, we pretty much covered that when it comes to Jacob Zuma. Long story short, for Jacob Zuma, he is an absolute scumbag from the sounds of things with that biography. But I'll just get back to the article here. Here we go. So, as I said, back to this here. Sporadic pro-Zuma protests broke out when Zuma handed himself over and escalated into riots involving looting and arson that President Cyril Ramaphosa has described as an insurrection. Thousands of soldiers were deployed to help quell the violence. Among the worst since the ruling African National Congress won South Africa's first democratic election in 1994 to replace white minority rule. So let me see if I also have another article here. Just get back to this real quick. Let me see, because we covered that just now. It would be interesting to see the statistics in terms of which race of people actually died during these riots. So, in fact, let me just have a quick look at this here. 1 second. South Africa. Unrest 2021. Oops. Deaths percentage. Because I'm sure there would be something here. Because it got tolls up, but it would be nice to see. Well, not like nice, but it would be interesting to see which group of people, which race of people were affected more during these the unrest in South Africa. Let me have a look here. I mean, Sky News, but let's just pinch it with a grain of salt. Let's have a look at this here. Okay, at least 72 people have been killed. Right. So I don't see any statistics here, but let's have a look here. I don't think at the moment, because you think maybe they would release percentages with that, but it's only just released. What do they call it again? Tolls, yeah, that's what they have. And so far, it's just only up to like 337 people died during these unrests with a death toll. But that's really all I have here at the moment. If there comes a point, whether it's after the stream, if I find a percentage number, I'll see if I can also post that in my Telegram channel and see from there. And also, if you hear cars passing by, that would be my windows open. My apologies for that as well. But I can't really seem to find the percentages with that just now. So again, we can have a look at that later on at some point. So let's see the other article here. Actually, I got a YouTube video. We can have a look at that. 1 second. Oops, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Right. I know it's got autoplay, so I'll just pause that real quick. Let's see from here. Now, it's a very short video. Let me have a look here. This video was on YouTube, of course, published on the 14th of July. Oops. I want that to pause. Don't want it to play it. There we go. Perfect. Right, I'll just get back onto here. Thank the Lord. Hello, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. Don't do X-Hamster. Yeah, well, don't do porn in general. Porn is completely degenerate and should be banned, in my opinion, but that's just me. Oh, yeah, I'm still sharing, right? That's fine. This screen. Hold on 1 second. Right. Go notification. 1 second here. Rebel News and get fucked. Anyway, so again, not a long video, only 48 seconds. I'll just full screen that here. And then 3, 2, 1. I don't know if this video has any audio, but as you can clearly see, there's a massive amount of people looting during the South African unrest. Let me see. I've been seen carrying some food supply. Oh, okay. Well, that's not really like. You know what? Let me just go back. What I'll do is I'll pause the bits here so I can read the text as well. Looting has continued in parts of South Africa following the imprisonment of ex-president Jacob Zuma. Very similar to what we've seen with the George Floyd case, during the peaceful protest, quote unquote, that happened last year. There was a lot of rioting that happened in the major American cities. So, of course, something like this happened to Jacob Zuma. Of course, he didn't die, but he was imprisoned. There's still looting that happened in South Africa, so which is still really bad, of course. And you can see there's like a massive amounts of people there, like a huge crowd of people in cars and whatnot, just looting just everything they can see. People in Durban have been seen carrying food supplies ransacked from warehouses in the Mobeni area. Yeah, as you can see, people just taking everything they can and just taking it for themselves. Of course, as you can see with these looting, all black, not a single white person there. Police say 72 people have been killed and 1,234 arrested amid rioting in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng provinces. Video is almost just coming to an end. Just real quickly. Look at this. I can't believe someone's actually wearing a SpongeBob t-shirt. But anyway, many of the deaths are said to have been caused by stampedes as people stole food and clothing from stores. I can see maybe some stampede deaths, but I can also imagine that maybe I don't know if it can maybe confirm, but some parts of something kind of tells me that maybe there may have been some deaths when it comes to black and white crime in South Africa. So hold on 1 second. Oh, James Hayworth. Difficult to chat at work. I'm enjoying the show, Chief. Even chat. Well, that's no worries, James. I'm surprised you're able to watch the stream and while also at your work at the same time. But I greatly appreciate that. So thank you very much for being here. Zuma, who man holding television? Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, all these people that are looting just now, like they may claim to be there to support Jacob Zuma, but I guarantee the majority of them would be like, wait, who? Like, I don't care about Jacob, or even just simply just saying, I don't care about Jacob Zuma. I'm only here just for free shit. But please loot responsibly and safely. In case you're wondering why third world countries are so poor, imagine being an investor in a country like this. Yeah, I know, right? It's absolutely just shocking to see. Even the police were caught looting. Even the police themselves. I mean, that's bad. That's really bad. The Suntown clan don't need much of an excuse to go out looting, I should say. People without electricity robbing televisions. Yeah, how do you think that would work? that would work. Man. But anyway, let me see where I was. Oh, I'll even take that out. Articles wise, because I don't need them anymore. I also don't need that anymore. I also don't need that because we just showed the video, so that's totally fine. Let's see. Of course, I've got this article here. Hopefully, this may have the percentages we're looking for in terms of the deaths that happened during these unrests, but we'll see. Let's see here. The extreme rate of murders of white people of European descent in South Africa, with reports indicating over 69,000 since 1994. Now, it's not necessarily to do with the although maybe it might have to do with the unrest, but this is like an older page I found recently. Oh, I don't know if I can actually. Oh, damn, I just seen this. That's surprising to me. I don't know if I can actually show this here because it does have some graphic images of horrible attacks that happened to these whites in South Africa. I should have maybe checked this article beforehand, but damn it. Right. Well, what I will do is check this here. Hold on one sec. Okay. Right. Well, what I will do is I'll copy and paste this link in the chat. I won't open the article or screen share the article because, like I said, there are some graphic images on that article just now. So here's the link to that particular article. So if you want, and if you can, or even if you can do this afterwards, after the stream comes to an end, I would say definitely check out this article. I do want to warn you in advance. It does have some graphic images of certain attacks of white people. Especially there's an image I've just seen here of a guy whose head has been not sliced off, but it's been kind of cut in half kind of thing. Well, not like completely in half, but you can see that the damage there, which looks absolutely gruesome. So do be careful with that because it does have a very graphic images there. My apologies if I'm repeating myself here, but again, just a bit of a warning to you with that. So, what I will say is here, it does have some percentages here with that. So, even I just found that here. So the regional statistics below show Southern African as the region with the highest murder rate of the entire planet. That's really shocking. That. In fact, let me just see here. Yeah, the rate 30.5. So that's a count of 17,484. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that was, of course, many years ago. I think this is almost like a decade ago. So, of course, maybe it's still the same. Maybe it went up higher recently. We're not entirely too sure. But it's pertinent to bring this up because it goes to show just how bad things really are that's going on in South Africa. Here's a video of Jacob Zuma sings the cabinet. Well, hold on. Maybe we can actually play this video. Hold on one sec. Oh, of course. So it's directed me to the actual YouTube page with this video. Right, okay. Jacob Zuma sings the cabinet will shoot the Boer with machine guns at ANC. This could be interesting, right? Because you notice that this particular video, the like and dislike ratio has kind of been disabled, so I can't really sure. Not sure I want to see it, Moody. It's entirely up to yourself, Docs, regarding to that, because if you want to see it, you definitely can if you want to do so. But again, just a bit of a warning, it does have some graphic images of that article, but it's pertinent to have a look into that and see just how bad things really are in South Africa, especially towards the whites that happen in South Africa. UELO, good evening to you too. Thank you for watching the stream. Let me have a look here and see just now. Oh yeah, the video I managed to find here, so play that. Here we go. So Jacob Zuma sings the cabinet will shoot the Boer with machine guns at ANC. Some form of celebration. Now, this was back in, as it says here, back in 2012. But again, it's pretty pertinent to talk about this, especially what's going on in South Africa. So I'll just full screen that, and then I'll just play the video.
Sizobadubula ngembamba bazobaleka tu. Sizobadubula ngembamba bazobaleka tu. Uliphulu sizokushaya uzotuchulwa. Uliphulu sizokushaya uzobaleka tu. Sizobadubula bazobaleka tu. Sizobadubula bazobaleka tu. Uliphulu uzokushaya uzobaleka tu. Uliphulu sizokushaya uzobaleka tu. Ikhabhinethi soyidubula uzobaleka tu. Ikhabhinethi soyidubula uzobaleka tu.
I'm not gonna play that anymore. You pretty much get the point there. It's absolutely disgusting seeing that, and that was back in 2012, by the way. What's even more worse about that is this was completely silent regarding to this clip here, or even just now. I'm pretty sure people like Jacob Zuma or even supporters of Jacob Zuma is the fact that they can sing this song and yet nobody bats an eye on that. It's absolutely disgusting with that. And I was even also going to say about the mainstream media, completely silent about this. They never said a single peep about this, which again really goes to show just how if the mainstream media were to talk about this, it would completely destroy the whole narrative. But again, we're definitely living in a time that that it's a completely anti-white narrative that's going on just now here. I mean, you just saw that video that about killing the Boer and killing the whites, and reclaiming South Africa. Meanwhile, if this happened, like if the races were reversed, then it would have been a massive uproar. It would have been a massive uproar. What was regarding to that. Amanda Lee, can't believe what I just watched. Same with I'm actually kind of a loss for words with that. It's just absolutely disgusting, really. Absolutely disgusting. Do you British people understand now why racism is completely justified? Yeah, I mean, it's well, the problem with that, dogs, is when it comes to us Brits, we tend to treat people as if that we're equals, but ultimately speaking, nobody is equal. Everyone is completely different, and everyone should be treated as differently. But again, we live in a completely woke times where everyone has to be treated equally and fair and all that gay stuff. Garlic Gorilla, Wiki says he was made an honorary Knight of the Grand Cross of the Order of Bath in 2010. Well, that's absolutely completely disgusting. But I guess they'll do anything just to be progressive and whatnot. And again, that was back in 2010. Wife fight will be the new fashion, maybe. Well, to be honest with you, Tank, with what's been going on recently in the UK, I think we're already seeing that with metropolitan areas. People living in I was going to say countries. Sorry. In cities like London, white people living there for years, and yeah, they're going to be moving over to more quieter, more rural type of areas because, again, as a white majority areas. I've talked about that in one episode recently where some jogger was complaining about how, there's too much white people in these rural areas. Well, it's like, well, go back to your ancestral homeland then. What's the problem? That's worse than the BLM riots. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that with that video. Because in that video, they were actually advocating for the death of the Boer or the white people. I like no any salty whatsoever. They literally went out and said, "Let's go and kill the whites or the Boer in South Africa." Ragnar Ironspear, hello, how you doing? Chief Winnie, while we were building the cathedrals, they were still living in mud huts. Yeah, I know, right? But that's the thing, Ragnar. We're supposed to believe that these blacks, these joggers, are supposed to be the great architects of modern civilization, right? But they couldn't do that with their own native homelands. Funny that, isn't it? Just completely destroys the narrative. That thank the Lord, we will be looking dinghies to go to France, etc. Yeah. At some point, probably, but let me see. All this hatred is based completely in a certain knowledge they have of their utter inferiority to whites. Yeah, that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. Because of course, I've made this point in previous episodes before, but when it comes down to brass tacks, when it comes to these blacks getting, what's the term they use? Like, what was it they demand for? Demand for reparations or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Something to that effect, where basically is they demand sort of special treatment within society, especially in countries like the UK and in America and any other European state. And even if we give them all of that, we can give them everything on a silver platter. It's never enough. It's never enough with these people. You can give them everything, but it's never enough. They will be satisfied until we are completely gone. I mean, you just saw, we talked about that just now, but you just saw in that video that they are advocating for the death of the Boer. They will do anything they can to get rid of us. Anything they can to get rid of us. Because of quote unquote mass slavery, back in like 200 or almost 300 years ago. Never mind the fact that slavery has been going on since the dawn of man. And hell, you could even say that whites have also been victims of slavery. But no. We can't mention that. Just sweep that under the rug because again, that destroys their overall narrative, doesn't it? We have to create this narrative that the whites have always been slave owners, and that's it. They've never been slaves whatsoever. Hound of Ulster, hello. Thank you for watching the stream. Let me see here. Colin again. South Africa is becoming to white people what Nazi Germany was to Jews. I can definitely see that with regard to that. What's happened in South Africa. All cultures are not equal. Exactly that. Don't believe the lie. All cultures are equal. Spun by the left. Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm so sick of this narrative of like, oh, all cultures are all similar or all the same. Like, no, they're not. Some cultures are entirely different to others. I mean, there's a reason why white flight exists, and there's a reason why multiculturalism as a whole doesn't work. You can't just take another group of people from an entirely different culture or background into sorry, excuse me, into a country like ours and expect everything to be fine hunky dory. It just doesn't work like that. I mean, or do you even not just in the UK, but just look at countries like France or even Germany, for that instance. You're bringing in people from other kinds of countries, like third world countries, for that matter, that are from cultures that are completely backwards to us, and it doesn't fucking work. It just doesn't work, and it doesn't work. It never has worked, and it never will work. No matter how many times they'll say it does work, no matter how many times they'll try and make it work, it just doesn't work. But we all know the bigger agenda as to why they keep doing it is because they just want to get rid of us. That's why they're doing that. Live Aid wasn't enough. What they really want is revenge. Yeah, of course, that's what it all boils down to. It's all about an inferiority complex, and because of revenge for the history of what the whites did to the blacks. Again, never mind the fact that whites have also been victims of slavery, but again, the left, and of course, another tribe of people want to sweep that under the rug and trying to act like as if, well, the whites were never slaves themselves. They were always the slave owners. You know, don't you know from our history, or at least our version of history and all of that. So, hi Tower, hello, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. I really appreciate you being here. This will never stop as long as they live among us. I know it's it will never stop unless we do something about it. Which is why you definitely should get together and support your own communities, or even as a banner I got here, support Patriotic Alternative. If you can. Now, some of you may not want to support them, which again, it's entirely up to yourselves if you want to or not. But I would recommend you supporting a group like Patriotic Alternative. They seem to be a group or a party that really wants to make changes for the UK, and definitely want to bring back the UK for the indigenous people of these islands, of course. Oops, sorry, everyone. 1 second. All cultures are equal until you are the guy that visits the cannibals. Yeah, exactly. I think there was a video, if I'm not mistaken, of some guy who went to, I don't know if it was like an African tribe or an Indian tribe, but he was some cuckold douchebag. I think he was an Indian guy, but lived in America, who went to like one of these countries and trying to act like as if, oh, see, these cultures are so beautiful and so diverse, and we need to respect that. And then, of course, when he gets actually confronted by that type of culture of these cannibals, of course, it completely backfires on his fucking face, doesn't it? It was just actually kind of funny to watch. And I'm trying to think what video that was for the life of me, but I'm sure someone in the chat might know what I'm on about, but it was a video back in 2017 or 2018. I think it was on either, no, it wasn't Saturday Night. It was one of those late night shows that aired back in a couple of years back. But I can't remember for the life of me. It might come back to me, but I'm sure I might find it at some point. But what I'm just going to do, folks, is that it's 6 o'clock or even just after 6 o'clock. As I said, I'm going to go for my 5 to 10 minute break as I normally have. And what Budgie Burger recommended earlier on, I think even, who else was it said in the chat recommended this as well? It was someone else. I know. Moodman, I like that, Hightower. Thank you. Let me see. Who else was it? It wasn't Gizzy Stripe. Who was the other person that recommended playing that song? Sorry, guys. Hold on 1 second. I'll see, because that's going to annoy me now, who recommended me to play that. Don't know if I can actually find it. Damn it. Anyway, I'm sure again it will come back to me with that. Which song? It's a song. RuneScape hype. No, I'm not gonna play that song. Don't worry. I'm not gonna torture you guys with that one by Younghead. I'm gonna see if I can play this song that was recommended by people in the chat. I'll see if I can also play that here just now. This one here. Hold on one sec. High Wraith Music. I think this is the channel in question. I think the recent. Oh yeah, Mark Collette actually shared this on his Telegram channel. Right, Day of Reckoning with that. Yeah. Okay, so I think it's pronounced as High Wraith. If I pronounce that wrong, my apologies with that. But I'll just play this song because again, this was recommended by people in the chat. So I'll play this song for now, and then I'll also go for my break again, just for 5 to 10 minutes. But I'll be back in just a moment. So, anyways, I'll play the song just now. You guys enjoy, and I'll be back just shortly. So, 1 second here.
When awakened by the truth within, you find that you've been sleeping for so long, until something took a hold of you and forced your third eye open. The way has come, lighted with the way has come, lighted with visions. No one listening to the lies they spread. It's the day of reckoning for the blood we've shed. No one listening to the lies they spread. It's the day of reckoning for the blood we've shed. If you come to find yourself at the end, you'll know the poison that you've sown has rained down. Now all you can do is just feel exposed as we stand and watch you squirm. Our way lies they spread. It's the day of reckoning for the blood we've shed. No more listening to the lies they spread. It's the day of reckoning for the blood we've shed. No more listening to the lies they spread. It's the day of reckoning for the blood we've shed. No more listening to the lies they spread. It's the day of reckoning for the blood we've shed.
There we go. Right, quite an abrupt stop on that song. There we go. So that's for break over. Microphone up here. Water bottle here. That's perfect. So let's have a look and see. I do see a couple of more people in the chat, such as Gnome White. Hello, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. Also, I think I also seen. Well, there's the Freeman88. I've loved this. High Wraith's back catalog has some real gems. Yeah, as I said before I had my break, I think Mark posted something, and also I shared it on my Telegram channel as well, but I never really gave it the video a chance to watch it, so I'll definitely have a listen to that later on and definitely see if I can play more songs of that for future episodes. If it's got some real gems, then I'll definitely have a look further. Another person I've seen in the chat, hold on 1 second. Another familiar face. Where is he? Where the hell is this first? Here we go. Scott Armour, hello, how you doing? Even Moody, even Troops, sorry I'm late. No, not to worry. It's not the usual timetable when it comes to my regular episodes, but it's just only for today. But you're just in time. We're going to be doing the last hour. Well, I would say maybe the last 45, 50 minutes, because I want to lead this into the PA update, and I'll post the links towards the end, of course. So what I'm going to do for the last hour is I'll continue on with the article in question, the one I talked about, the real issues of South Africa, the one I described as it's got some graphic content. So I'm not going to share the screen because, like I said, it's got some graphic images. So, of course, YouTube being very strict on that sort of thing. I did post a link in the chat just now. So, if you want to have a look at the article for yourselves, you can definitely do so. But just do be aware that it does have some graphic images of certain white farmers attacks or white people that were attacked horribly. Our pal, hello, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. I will read the article, but as I said, I won't share it on the screen. So let's have a look here. And this is the same article I showcased that Jacob Zuma video where he's saying we're going to shoot or kill the Boers in South Africa. So now it doesn't have anything to do with the current 2021 unrest, but because I'm pretty sure more updates about that will come later on in terms of like percentages of the deaths that happened. But I think what this article is definitely important to talk about. And I know it may be very blackpilling for a lot of people because what's happening in South Africa can easily happen over here in the UK or in America or even any other European country for years to come. So we can see that South Africa is definitely a warning sign for us later on. So I have here the extreme rate of murders of white people of people of European descent in South Africa, with reports indicating over 69,000 since 1994, which obviously is a huge amount of deaths that happened. I'm sure it may increase since then, because I think this page was made around about 2012, 2014, or 2013. It's around about that time period, of course. So almost like a decade old at this point. Summary of this page regarding the extreme murder rate of white South Africans. So as it reads here. As I prepared to launch this web page, I agonized over the level of explicit detail to include. This is a quote from the person who made this web page in question. After dinner with some people who we had not seen for some time, we were discussing the book and the website, and one of those present shared a murder that had taken place not long before with no publicity. Elderly man tied up while his wife was repeatedly raped and assaulted before his eyes, and while his teeth were pulled out one by one with pliers until he eventually died as a consequence of the trauma. I remember hearing a story about that, which is absolutely horrible and shocking to hear about. And even as I said, some of the images here are just absolutely horrible to look at. Let me see. Given that the event was so totally horrible, I was struck subsequently how I did not engage with the topic at all. In fact, I hardly, recalled any of the detail that was shared. My whole upbringing did not want to engage with this. I subsequently was trying to shut it out. There are so many of these reports, and yet they get almost no publicity. The occasional murder is reported. The 12-year-old boy who witnessed his father hacked to death with knives and machetes, and his mother repeatedly raped before he was forced to face down into a bath filled with boiling water and drowned. Imagine the trauma and the terrible pain. The elderly couple wrapped in plastic bags and bumped with a hot iron until they die in torment after the woman has been repeatedly raped in front of her helpless husband, etc., etc., etc. Again, this is the person who wrote this webpage regarding to that. Sorry about that. Just a quick mute here. Just speaking to someone to know. That's fine. Let me see. So just have a look in terms of the chat just now. Oh, 300 Spartans. Hello, sir. Indeed, white people worldwide are engaged in the same struggle for survival, and it's definitely, sir. It's just only going to get worse from here, really. South Africa President iPad would be a good palate cleanser for the stream. Yeah, I'll definitely see if I can have a look into that. If I hold on, let's have a quick look at that, just real quick, and then see from here. Let's see, iPad. Let's have a look here. Again, I won't share it at the moment, but we'll have a look here and see just now. What Somebody stole my iPad. Ramaphosa's speech. South African. Right. Let's have a look at this. Delayed by missing device. This was published the 22nd of June, 2021. Is there a video to that? Oh, there was a video, right? Okay, from my iPad. Somebody stole it. Should I sit down? Okay, right. I'll definitely can share this. Hold on one sec. Ugly Truth, good evening to you too. Thank you for watching the stream, and also English Weather. Thank you very much for watching the stream as well. I've just logged on. Was it a horrible tale about South Africa? Yes, indeed, Indigenous Advocate, indeed. This is part 2 of that. So let me see if I can share this. 1 second. Now, this is also my first time seeing this video. I've not seen this whatsoever. In fact, this whole topic about President iPad is the first time for me. So let me just regular screen like that. Let's see here. Of course, it's going to redirect me to Twitter, of course. Close that. I'm waiting for my iPad. Someone stole my iPad. Should I sit down? Okay.
He stole my iPad.
Hold on. Right. 2 minutes and 7 seconds. I'll just widescreen that here. We'll just play the video right now.
I'm waiting for my iPad. Somebody stole my iPad. Somebody decided that they want to dispossess me of my iPad. So I want that. Can I have my iPad, please? So they stole it. I had my iPad.
Oh. Oh.
So where do you know where they took my iPad to? This is the problem of always handing out your gadgets to other people. It's always best that I should keep all these things with me all the time.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. It's like, oh dear.
I had my iPad.
I shouldn't laugh, but it's kind of funny at the same. I really shouldn't be laughing at that because obviously someone stole his device. Obviously that's terrible and wrong, but it's still I don't know. It's just it's a little bit funny, but
I had it in my hand. It's gone.
just poofed. It disappeared.
I've lost it, it seems.
It's just awkward just standing there.
Should I sit down? Okay.
Oh god! Again, I shouldn't be laughing at it, but it's just. And Sally, hello, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. This is the president of the country. Oh, that's man, that's bad. That's that's bad. The Black Biden. All right, that may explain everything, right? Okay, it's like could you imagine if something similar happened to Joe Biden? Oh, that would have been amazing. Where's my iPad? It's like, come on, guys. He tries to look for his iPad, but then he gets stopped. Well, he stops because he's too busy sniffing at someone's hair or something like that. I don't know. Eating brains doesn't actually make you intelligent. Aww. Oh man, he's stoned or something or stupid. Oh man, oh dear. Anyway, it's just. Anyway, we'll move on to that. So that's I'm just also looking through the comments being said. So can't give speech without it. Well, you think that they would not need to require a device, but they maybe have something written down on a piece of paper. But something that people have been doing since the dawn of time. But I don't know. I really have no idea. Oh man. Oh dear. That's have a look at this comment just real quick. A part of me is glad that I will be dead in a few years to get away from this, but another part of me breaks my heart to think my kids are going to have to cope with this hideous nightmare. Yeah, I think a lot of people share that sentiment. I kind of do think like that as well. I mean, I don't have any children of my own, but obviously at some point I do want to have kids of my own. But at the same time, I'm kind of worried about them and also bringing them up in this type of society we're living in just now, where everything is so woke, everything is so politically correct, everything is so anti-white. It's just kind of again, I'm not a parent myself, but it's kind of hard to imagine going through that of having your child being brought up in that type of society where they have to be portrayed and have to be looked into as like the enemy of the state kind of thing. It's just horrible to think. It really is horrible to think with that. Let me see here. Streaky Bacon. David Lamb is clever brother. Oh dear. Actually, you know what? Maybe just to brighten up the mood. I don't know if you guys remember this video. Hold on. Actually, no. What I'll do is I'll continue on with this article here, and then no, that's not sure. That's fine. Perfect. I'll just continue on with this article here, and then I'll play a video just again to lighten things up a bit, because I know that this could be a very black-pilling type of subject matter in question. So what I'll do is I'll just continue on after this article here, and then I'll play the video just to lighten things up a bit. Probably the most violent country in the world. South Africa under ANC rule has attained the dubious distinction of being the most violent country in the world. A recent advertisement on state television stated that 2,000 women were raped in South Africa every day. That's awful. That 2,000 women were raped like every day. That I'm sorry for my language, but that's fucked. Like that's completely fucked beyond belief. We have more than 50,000 annual homicides. On the other hand, violence may be a symptom of totalitarian societies, but it is not the only symptom. The comparison with communism is even more opposite in other ways. So the horribly tortured and mutilated. So yes, this is just a photograph of what's being reported as. So it's a photo of the horribly tortured and mutilated corpses of African or farmers or white African farmers currently being killed in what some international commentators have called a genocide. Reported murders per 100,000, as seen here on the side just now. One of the factors that triggered me to write the ebook South Africa, The Real Issues, and create this website was the realization that the level of murder of people of European descent, or the whites, in South Africa was far higher than I had realized. I had known for years that the murder rate was running at about 20,000 per annum, ANNUM. Again, my apologies for mispronunciation there, but I was firmly convinced that this. Just train of thought. I'm pulling a Joe Biden here. Sorry. Where am I? But I was firmly convinced that this was almost entirely black on black violence. When I found myself at this Facebook page here, it was reported that the level of white murders in South Africa had topped the 68,800 mark since 1994. I was shocked. And of course, there is an image here. I'll just share this image right here. This one. People against African genocide, men's teen African genocide, were murdered 68,800 plus murdered total South African whites in the unreported genocide since the end of apartheid. Just back onto here just real quick, and I'll continue with the article. Let me see. And again, this is what the guy wrote here with this webpage. When I visited African Genocide Archives.blogspot.com, I encountered the following statistics: 200 murders per 100,000 white farmers per annum, 100 murders per 100,000 whites. I think it's maybe like annual or something along those lines, but overall, assuming approximately 5 million whites translates to 5,000 white murdered per annum. Yeah, I think it's per annum, I'm sorry, would translate to about 95,000 whites murdered in the last 19 years. If the rate has been constant, which it appears is not the case, the white murders rate appears to be increasing. Recent reports indicate the murder rate has increased markedly in early 2013. So this is pretty old, almost 10 years old, but again, it's pretty permanent to talk about this topic here, especially with this website just now, which for new people that came into the chat, I'll post a link here. I know I've already posted this already, but for those who are new to the stream just now, and then we'll see with that just now. Yeah, again, this is only for people that just came into the stream as well. So there's the link for that if you want to have a look at it yourselves. As I said to the chat earlier on, it is pretty graphic, so do be careful with that in terms of the article itself. Just real quick, Jacqueline, hello, how you doing? Lauren Southern documentary about this Good Watch. I think I have heard about the documentary. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jacqueline, but was the documentary called Borderlands? Is it Borderlands or Borderless? Because I need to give that a watch at some point. I have heard about it, but I've not watched it myself, so maybe I could definitely give it a watch at some point. I think she uploaded it onto her channel anyway, so again, I'll see if I can have a look at that at some point. Also, Katie Hopkins has a film documentary about this. Right, Katie Hopkins as well. Again, I'll see. I might have actually talked about that on Thursday's episode, but we'll see. Borderless, yeah. Right, okay, I'll have a look at that. Was it Homelands or something? You see, I was thinking of that myself, Phil, but I think Jacob in the chat mentioned Borderless. So again, I'll see if I can have it see there. Yes, I think that's the name. Right, I'll definitely have a look at that at some point. Thank you guys for that. I'll definitely have a look at that much further. I worked for a South African back in 1998. His brother was murdered when his car broke down near a township. That's awful, that. But again, all these reports are just absolutely horrible to talk about. And I know it's very blackpilling, but it needs to be talked about, of course. Moody, I think you should end this by telling what people can do for PA. No, that's definitely a good point, Dogs. Definitely a good point. I'll definitely do that towards the end of the show. Let's see. Farmlands, Borderless was the other. Oh, right. So there's Borderless and then there's Farmlands. Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'll definitely see if I can find those on Lauren Southern's channel again later on or even tomorrow, because I'm not doing anything tomorrow anyway. So I'll have a look at that at some point. Let me see here. I'll just go back onto this article just real quick. Where was I? I'm not pulling like a Joe Biden here. I'm actually being dead serious where I was. Oh, here it was, right. 40 murders per 40,000 mixed race, colored, and Asian people per annum. 30 murders per 100,000 African Black people per annum, of which a significant murder are apparently xenophobic attacks on Africans from outside the borders of South Africa. So the murder rate of South Africans is materially lower than that of others. Note that the fact that this website focuses on white farmers does not mean that I think the murders of other races are not important. Rather that by focusing on white murders, which are the most extreme, we will create pressure to end all murders. Likewise, I have not addressed the extremely bad rape and assault situation. So I think they got a page here. December 2012, hate crimes in South Africa. It's not really in good quality file. I wonder if I can actually zoom in on that for myself here. 1 second. Yeah, here we go. White Africans, specifically farmers and urban families, are being murdered at least twice as much as their proportional representation. There are only 1.5 million Afrikaners or Africans. The proportional murder rates per 100,000 of the different South African population groups are broken down as follows: 200 murders for every 100,000 white farmers, 100 murders out of every 100,000 whites, 40 murders out of every 100,000 colored and Asian people, and 30 murders out of 100,000 blacks. These statistics are complicated by the fact that the ANC government claims that it no longer records race-based statistics. Gee, I wonder why that is. With regards to murder, with the result that the available statistics come from unnamed sources, with the impression being created that the statistics do in fact exist and that secret informers are extracting them. Trouble is that the numbers do not all agree, with one claim suggesting that the number of white murders in around 30,000 rather than the more widely reported 68,800 plus. One report claims that at least 12 white farmers were murdered in January 2013, suggesting an increase in the rate of such murders. The account are there for those who have eyes to see: beaten, raped, burning plastic dripping on bound victims till they die in agony, elderly women suffocated by having pages from their Bibles rammed down their throats, etc., etc. That's Jesus. The theme of extreme sadistic torture, people dying from the intense pain of their torment, rape, etc., is a theme that permeates the reports of these murders. These are not just people shot in cold blood. These are people condemned to die in the most horrific ways imaginable, while their tormentors take pleasure in their agony. And another sad fact of reality here is this is widely unreported, of course. Never see this in any mainstream media like whatsoever. Some of the themes, like the molten plastic bound with plastic bags and burned with hot electric irons, occur again and again. It is one gang, or is this passed on as recommended method, or is there some formal agenda being behind some group that is teaching these methods? Without massive international intervention, we will never know. Compounding the situation, people are afraid to talk, afraid that if they do, the attackers will be back for the survivors, for the police seldom make an arrest. If an arrest is made, the suspects will generally escape. It is rumored, with the help of friendly police officers, that if they make it to court, the records are likely to such a mess that the case will be struck off the roll, and in the event of a conviction. So obviously there's clearly a lot of corruption going on in the South African judicial system here, which is absolutely shocking to hear. They are likely to be released soon to relieve the pressure on the grossly overcrowded prisons. So the families, friends, neighbors, and workers dare to not talk about, for fear of meeting the same end. Is this why the newspapers are so quiet? Are they scared that if they report the truth, they too may fall victim to the torture end? Well, I mean, it's a possibility with that, of course, a very strong possibility with that. This web link here describes our feelings, and I'm sure the feelings of many European South Africans. The realization that the white murder rate was much higher than the African black rate, and that the murder rate of mixed race and Asian people was higher than the black murder rate was extremely sobering. These statistics correlate with the United Nations international homicide murder figures globally that indicate a murder rate of 4.8 per 100,000 per annum overall for the United States, and 1.2 per 100,000 per annum for the United Kingdom. Most European countries are in the latter ballpark. Of course, a reference from Wikipedia. Of course, it has a link with there as well. These statistics report the South African murder rate at 31.8 per 100,000 per annum overall, which adds credence to that figure above. The regional statistics below show Southern Africa as the region with the highest murder rate on the entire planet. Now, this is one I did mention before, which has a rate of 30.5, the account number of 17,484. But again, the murder rate is absolutely incredibly high when it comes to Southern Africa. Now, I did post a link in the chat earlier on, but at this point in time, I think for me, it's getting a bit too much for me to talk about with this. Just seeing the images alone and just hearing the descriptions of the murders that happen, for me, it's just getting a bit too much. So I think for now, I'm going to put a pause to that at the moment. Let's see. Got to go. Thank you, Chief. Stay safe. Probase. Honestly, same to you. Thank the Lord. Thank you very much for watching the stream tonight. But I think I'm not gonna end the stream here just now. But I'm going to stop talking about the stuff in South Africa just now because it does get a bit too much at this point, in my opinion. Because the stuff that's described in terms of statistics, people's stories of survivors and whatnot, it gets a bit too much because everything that's happening in South Africa is eventually going to happen over here in the UK and in America and anywhere in Western European countries for that matter. And I think what's happening at the moment I think it's going to be even far worse with that. And again, I know this is a very black-pilling moment here when it comes to overall topic. I do apologize, but I think it is still very important to talk about what's happening in South Africa because what's happening there just now is eventually going to happen here, and it's only going to get worse. So I think what I'm going to do is just to lighten the mood up a little bit, because again, my apologies if I sound like I'm repeating myself here because I know this can be very black-pilling, but I think what's important here is we do, as a community, do stick together and we do call this out for what it is, which is a complete sorry, I lost my train of thought there. A complete example of course, white hatred going on just now. So, but like I said, it's important we all stick together as a community and call it out for what it is. So, and what I will do is, again, as I said, lighten the mood up here. Let me. I don't know if you all remember this video, but let me see. This did happen in Africa. I don't know if it's in Northern Africa or South Africa, but it's it's quite it's an old video, but it's a funny one nonetheless. So let me see if I can find the original because yeah, it's from Uganda. Yeah, to be specific. So oops, let's see back here. Okay. What I'll do is I will share the stream. Oh, no, sharing already. That's fine. Perfect. Go back onto here. Again, just to lighten things up, I'll play this video for you guys, and hopefully you may enjoy. So it's not too long, but I'm sure you'll remember this. Here we go.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Pastor Dr. Martin Semper. I'm here in the capacity as the chairman of the National Task Force Against Homosexuality in Uganda. We are making legislation to make sure that sodomy and homosexuality never sees the light of legality in this land of the Pearl of Africa. I've taken time to do a little research to know what homosexuals do in the privacy of their bedroom. One of the things they do is called anal leaking, where a man's anus is leaked like this by the other person, like ice cream. And then what happens, even poo-poo comes out. The other poo-poo is out, and then they eat the poo-poo. The other one they do is they have a sex practice called fisting, where they insert their hand into the other man's hand, and it goes into the anus all the way. And it is so painful, they have to take drugs, but they enjoy it. Now, if we have any children, please step out. This is a parental guidance moment. Hey, that child can be moved out. So I've done research. This is
because the stuff previously to that was not bad enough. But no, this part here, this is where the children really need to leave the room, please.
what they do. Number one, you can see a man here having sucked the other person's rectum, and the other person is poo-pooing, and this one is eating the poo-poo all over the place. Huh? Tell me, when you have a law against homosexuality, do you say except eating poo-poo? Hey, I mean, look at this guy sincerely. Bishop. Staggerfulizer. Huh? Hajat. We do not want this sickness. This is sick and it's therefore deviant. We do not want it.
Now, they start off by touching each other's genitals and smelling each other. Then this one smears the poo-poo all over the other person's face. As if that is not enough, he puts the hand deeper. As Africans, we want to ask Barack Obama to explain to us, is this what he wants to bring to Africa as a human right to eat the poo-poo of our children?
Oh my God. Here we go. Don't eat don't eat the poo-poo. And do the other man's. This is sick. We do not want it. Oh jeez. Oh my God. Yeah, I do see that everyone in the chat are laughing their arses off. Like I said, I thought maybe that could be just to lighten things up a little bit, but there we go. So there we go. So what time is that? 6:45. Right, we're almost there, and of course, pay update will be starting at 7 o'clock. Right, that's fine. Okay. I think I'll do like a final thoughts for this episode for tonight. And listen to 300 Spartan. Don't eat the poo-poo. White blonde guy looking. I did notice there were a couple of white people there, which is pretty surprising. So I've learned something today. Don't eat the poo-poo. Excuse me. Anyway, let me see. Someone made a good point. Yeah, Darkskin made a good point earlier on in the chat. Let me see if I can find his comment. There we go. Yeah, Moody, I think you should end this by telling what people can do for PA. That's absolutely correct. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. I'm going to do that as a final thoughts type of thing for the episode tonight. So, final thoughts. I understand that talking about South Africa, whether it's back in 2018 or even before then, or even up till now in 2021, I think it is important to talk about this because, as I said, again, my apologies if I sound like I'm repeating myself here, but it is definitely important to talk about South Africa because what's happening there at the moment can very easily happen over here in the UK or in America or France, Germany, or any other westernized country or European country for that matter. And I definitely can understand that that it can be very, very blackpilling for a lot of people, especially what's going on over there, and how the media just refuse it. Either they don't know too much about it, or they just outright refuse to talk about it within the media. Of course, seems a little about. Well, you never know. Sorry, I'm just going back onto that, but. What is majorly important is we focus on not just for the future, but we focus on what's going on right now. As a group, as a community, whether you're a member of Patriarch Alternative or not, is definitely a good idea to be a part of Patriarch Alternative as a community, because not only is it a type of group, community, or even party that definitely wants to make changes within the UK by straightening everything out. But I think as a community, it definitely brings people together in the best way possible. So I understand that times are going to be tough. I understand that times are going to be very difficult for a lot of people. But what is important is we all stick together as a group of people, as a community. Never ever like give up or anything like that at all. Just even just look at PA, for instance, right? Just look at the mainstream media, how they talk about PA all the time. They know for certain that we as a group are growing like every day. They know that for a fact, and they're terrified of that fact. So the only thing what we can do at this point is just having the PA continue on growing. Just get the group out there, get people invested into Patriotic Alternative. Because look, when I first started becoming a member of PA, I was a bit nervous myself, but hey ho, I've been with PA, especially PA Scotland, for about almost a full year now. I'm not entirely too sure, but from my experiences with being with PA, it's been amazing. I've absolutely never regret being part of it whatsoever, and I'm blessed to meet all the people I've met throughout the year when it comes to PA and also PA Scotland, especially through Andrew Spartan in the chat. You know, he's part of PA Scotland as well. I can never ask better people to be a part of, you know. So yeah, Indigenous Advocate even says get out and do some PA leaflet, and even if you're alone. No, that's absolutely true. I've done leafletting like 3 times now, and even I've asked some guys in PA Scotland, are we going to be doing more leafletting or even more letter picking, because that was something I also wanted to do as well. But because of the Indigenous Peoples Day coming up on the 9th of August, for them it's like, let's just focus on that at the moment, and then once that's done, we'll go back on to doing leaflet and all of that. So, which is definitely something not only I want to do, and also many people in PA or PA in Scotland want to do. But I think for people in the chat, if you don't do that already, please do so. Just give out leaflets. As Advocate, one second here. Indigenous Advocate said in the chat, even if you're just alone, just do it. Just get yourself leaflets, download them from, I don't know if it's on the PA website. You could definitely do so. I'm sure 300 Spartans might know more about this, but just give out some leaflets. Or even Amanda Lee in the chat says, I buy as much Grammatala as I can drink, as I know that the profits go to our community. Exactly. Support the community in any way, shape, or form. Giving out leaflets, doing letter picking, getting together with hikes, you know, community building and all of that. Buying certain products like, say, Grammatala's tea. I think even Aunt Sally, if you're in the chat right now, I don't know if I'm right in saying this, but I think Jody and also Aunt Sally yourself are working on a soap line, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I'm correct in saying that, but again, the whole point I'm trying to make here is just support them by buying their products. Just do everything you can to support the community, because I think with PA, it's going to be growing much bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, honestly, there will be some struggles along the way, but look, as a community, we can surpass that. If we can surpass hill climbing, surpass leafletting and all of that, we as a community, we could do anything. Nothing can stop us, no matter what, you know, regarding to that. So, English weather, yes, on the website. Awesome. Well, that's good. Perfect. And then speaking of Grammatala's tea, since I've been paid, finally, I'm going to see if I can actually order myself a packet of Grammatala's tea for the first time. Been meaning to do that for a long while, but again, it's just been stuff that, again, in the way. But I'm going to see if I can actually order some tonight or maybe tomorrow, and then see from there. So, PA attracts good caliber people. No, that's definitely true. There's definitely a lot of great people in PA, especially PA Scotland. As I said before, I can never ask for meeting up with great people. Of course, I can't. I want to, but I can't say their names, obviously, for privacy's sake, of course. But for those who are watching, they know who they are. I'm absolutely blessed to have these people in my lives. Honestly, I can never ask for any better. If I even 300 Spartan in the chat, hold on, let me see if I can find that again. Gee, mate, you made me blush. No worries, dude. No worries, man. spot on. We have to support our own. It makes you feel better. It makes you feel better knowing you're making a good decision buying. No, that's definitely true. No, White, definitely true. So overall, and I know it's just coming to a close with the stream, but overall, just continue on supporting each other like everywhere we can, and also get the word out with PA. There will be sometimes people may confront you about that, like, what the hell is all this? But just stand your ground and just stand by your principles. Stand by what you truly believe in, which is the cause of Patriotic Alternative and the cause of protecting the future of our own people. Obviously, in this case. So then, starting to wish I was Scottish. Hey, I mean, the other regional groups are, from what I'm hearing, are also great as well. So obviously, me being Scottish, of course, I'm going to say that. Of course, I'm going to say PA Scotland is the best there is. But but anyway. Rory Herbert, Chief Moody, I believe that's Jodie Kay and R. Claire Soap. Ah, right. Sorry, so it's Jodie Kay and R. Claire. I was meant to say right. I thought it was Aunt Sally, but right. If it's R. Claire, then okay, that's fair enough. Excellent. Thank you for the clarification or the correction there, Rory. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Share P articles off the website to friends in your phone by WhatsApp. Or even, well, I don't know if Telegram, but again, that's a very good idea. Indigenous advocate, I really, do appreciate that. Self-improvement step 1: don't eat poo-poo. Dear. Anyway, folks, what I'm just going to do is we're just coming to an end of the episode. I'm just going to also see if I can get the links up for the PA update. Hold on one second. Right, okay. Odyssey and also DLive, right. Yeah, perfect. I'll also post the entropy link for Mark Collette's entropy as well. So again, if you have any questions to ask them, feel free to ask any question to both Mark and Laura and Mark Collette's entropy link as well. I'll also post them in the chat at the moment. Hold on one second. Right, copy and paste that. Soap, no. Oh dear. That's the first link. So this is the link for Mark's Odyssey channel. That's going to be live on that. And then I'll also post the link for Laura Tyler, for Laura's DLive account. Hold on one second. So if you can't watch anything on Mark's Odyssey channel, because I think because of the buffering issues going on just now, then here's the link for Laura's DLive account. Live there, so that's it there. And also, finally, I'll also post the entropy link as well for Mark's entropy account. Or I say account, but it's technically the for the live stream. So again, any questions you want to ask to both Mark or Laura, there's the link also for Mark's entropy link as well. So there you go. And that's pretty much it for this evening. So I know it's a very black pilling type of episode, especially the past 2 episodes. But again, what is important is we stick together as a community, and if we can, as I said before, we can. If we put our minds to it, and if we stick together, we can achieve anything as a community. Linda Hunter, hello, how you doing? You're a bit late on the stream, but I appreciate you being on the last minute. It's great for you guys to be here. So, what we'll do is, since you guys, it seemed from the chat earlier on, you guys enjoyed the music I played earlier. So, just for the hell of it, I'll just play it again for you guys, and as more specifically, I'll play the one that Mark shared on his Telegram account. Hold on one second. Is it? Yeah. Okay. 1 second. It's this. Yeah, the call, which is a live recording. Right. Okay. Copy. No, what I'm doing, I'm not copy and pasting that. Right. Sorry. Anyway, what I'll just do is, Moody, you're a top fella. Take it easy, brother. Same to you, Gnomewhy. I really appreciate you guys still being here. You guys take care. Even if you're not watching on Odyssey, like to stream if you have on an account. No, that's a good point, Phil. Definitely do that. Again, showing your support for the overall community, of course. Remember, folks, don't eat the poo-poo. Dear. Good stream once again. Thank you. Your take. Thank you. Take care all, and don't forget, don't eat the poo-poo. Wash hands. Good night, Chief Moody, and all, and chat. See you all over in PA Update. I'll even see you all there as well, because I'm going to be heading over to the Laura's DLive account anyway. So also lock your iPad, as Doc said in the chat. So anyway, guys, I'm continuing on from here. I'm just going to share the stream as well for that video. So share that as well. Again, I appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you all on Sunday's episode at 6 p.m. to going back to the normal time. But thank you all very much for watching. This is Chief Moody, and I will see you all on Sunday. Thank you very much. Take care, stay safe, and good night. See you all at the PA Update. Take care.
So this is a new song, and it's called The Calling. When the time comes to tread the path unknown, I'll share all that I can with you, my soul. Did you hear the call? Will you receive the message shown? When the tower falls, there's room for growth. The dead flowers become one with the soil. Will you harvest the fall? Building a temple in its place. All that's sacred can't be erased. It doesn't need to be explained. It doesn't need to be explained. When the time comes to tread the path unknown, I'll be right here for you when you return. Did you hear the call? Will you receive the message shown? All that's sacred can't be erased. It doesn't need to be explained. It doesn't need to be explained.